Welcome back to The Bright Side. Thank you for joining us. I want to continue just a bit more talking on the subject of zinc, my favorite mineral. I think it's my favorite. Yeah, pretty much my favorite mineral. I like, when you study nutrition, you develop favorites. My favorite vitamin is probably vitamin A. My favorite mineral is probably zinc. Not to say that selenium and magnesium and sulfur aren't important as well, and all the other mighty 90 essential nutrients. Just got a fondness for zinc, probably because it's so important for the skin, and I've been studying skin for so long. 30 years now. We're still talking about signaling molecules and hormones, and there's a real interesting relationship between zinc production and the production of prostaglandins and the balance of prostaglandins. Basically, zinc is a cofactor that makes prostaglandins go. It makes the body, helps the body make prostaglandins, produce prostaglandins. Without enough zinc, prostaglandins aren't going to be able to do their work. Zinc is involved in helping essential fatty acids, the ultimate EFAs, get converted into prostaglandins. That's how it works. You take your EFAs, the body then converts those essential fatty acids, the ultimate EFAs, into prostaglandins. But zinc is required. And remember, zinc deficiency, or at least a partial zinc deficiency, is very common. It's one of the most common. It may be the most common of all the mineral deficiencies. That means if you have any inflammatory health conditions, you probably want to be using zinc as a supplement to help your body make anti-inflammatory prostaglandins. Any inflammatory issue, any immune condition, you probably want to be using 50 milligrams a day of zinc picolinate as a supplement, and in addition, making sure that you're getting dietary zinc. Organ meats, eggs, dairy, grains to a certain extent, nuts are all good sources of zinc. Seeds, pumpkin seeds especially, are good sources of zinc. Zinc has important mental health benefits. There was an article that was published a couple of years ago in the journal Nutrition Reviews. According to Florida State University professor Dr. Kathy Levinson, there is, quote, mounting evidence suggesting a link between zinc deficiency and clinical depression, unquote. The title of the article is Zinc, the New Antidepressant. Now, I'm saying here that zinc is some kind of Prozac-type natural nutritional antidepressant strategy that you could use, but I'm not saying you take your 50 milligrams of zinc and you're going to be happy. That's not how it works. But that is to say that many of the enzymes and many of the biochemicals that are associated with mental health and brain functioning are also associated with zinc. And by the way, because of zinc's very important role in helping the body process sugar, zinc is a component of the insulin molecule. There's another way that zinc can help function as help provide antidepressant benefits. We know that insulin and low blood sugar go hand in hand with depression. So by helping the body stabilize sugar metabolism, that's a secondary mechanism that zinc has for helping with folks who are depressed. It's not just depression either. When it comes to zinc's ability to improve mental health, there's other mental health issues that may benefit from zinc supplementation. Dr. Carl Pfeiffer, in his book Zinc and Other Micronutrients, which was published way back in the 1970s, Dr. Carl Pfeiffer is one of the leading nutrition researchers and zinc researchers from the 1960s and 1970s. He linked zinc deficiency to schizophrenia. And many other researchers believe that there's a connection between low levels of zinc and anorexia and other eating disorders. Under conditions of zinc deficiency, children have been known to suffer from something called pica, or pica, P-I-C-A. P-I-C-A is when you eat weird things. Kids will eat dirt, they'll eat paint chips, they'll eat other non-food sources of minerals. Sometimes kids will eat the dirt from off of tires, from between tire tracks. I've heard kids eating clay or cigarette butts or toothpaste or soap or paper. In animals, the same condition is called cribbing, and the same condition can affect pregnant women. According to the stereotype that most folks know, pregnant women will make their husbands go out and get weird kinds of foods, pickles and herrings and sardines mixed up with ice cream and pretzels and other kinds of strange food combinations. This is a version of pica or pica. And it may have something to do with zinc deficiency, considering the importance of zinc to the health of the developing fetus and the developing embryo. It makes sense that if mom is not supplementing with zinc, or at least getting foods that contain zinc, she could be dealing with some kind of zinc deficiency. So for pica, for cribbing, for anorexia, for mental health issues, eating disorders, bulimia, etc., depression, think zinc, 50 milligrams a day. And always balance out your zinc with copper. As we were talking yesterday with Dr. Harley, zinc and copper are found together in the soils, and zinc and copper are also found together in the human body. The more zinc you're taking, the more likely your body will be to excrete copper, and vice versa. The more copper you're getting, even if it's copper just from copper piping and water in your tap water, the more likely you're going to be excreting zinc, and the more likely you will be to be zinc deficient. All right, got more to say about zinc. We'll come back and continue our discussion and take your phone calls as well at 855-660-4261. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this break. Don't go away. Okay, let's see here. Adult asthma linked to higher dementia risk. This came off of Medscape.com. Patients with asthma are at increased risk for dementia. No kidding. That's what I'm telling you guys for years. The body falls apart generically. All the diseases that you could possibly get happen as the body's falling apart. Of course, asthma is going to be linked to dementia. It's also going to be linked to heart disease and high blood pressure and kidney problems and blood sugar issues. The body falls apart just by falling apart. It doesn't matter where it's falling apart. According to the World Health Organization, there's 12,800 different diseases. There's not 12,800 different diseases. There's just 12,800 different ways we can be billed. There's 12,800 different diagnoses that have codes that a doctor can check off. There's 12,800 different ways that you can be doctored, perhaps, but there's not 12,800 different diseases. There's only one. It's called MBFA. That's the only disease there is, MBFA, my body's falling apart disease. That's the only disease there is. That's the only disease we need to know about. It doesn't matter if it's falling apart in the lungs or the brain or the bones or the muscles or the heart or anywhere else. It's falling apart. It's falling apart. That means it's easy to reverse. You don't have to worry about all the different systems. You don't have to worry about going to the lungs and going to the brain and going to the bone and going to the muscle and going to the digestive system. You just got to work on the digestive system, work on the blood sugar system, make sure you're relaxing, deep breathing, using oxygen, not putting the crap in, putting the good stuff in, the mighty 90 essential nutrients, and there is not a single health condition, degenerative condition, chronic degenerative condition that will not reverse. And I don't care what it is, they will all reverse. Can a doctor tell you that? No. Can the medical model do that? No. Can prescription drugs do that? No. Can a surgical procedure do that? No. This is only the job of nutrition and only the job of detoxification and only the job of oxygenation. That's it. And that's such good news. That's the bright side. No matter what our health challenges are, we can address them ourselves. We can address them ourselves by making sure you're on a good nutritional supplement program, by making sure you're correcting digestive issues and eliminating the flow of toxicity, and making sure that you're respirating effectively. That means breathing in deeply and exhaling powerfully. And that's good news. Oh, here's another good one. FDA advisory panel votes in favor of deadly toxic drug. That's what I'm saying. They're not saying that. They call it edoxaban for stroke prevention. Edoxaban is a deadly toxic drug. It's a blood-thinning drug, nasty blood-thinning drug, as all blood-thinning drugs are. But the FDA says it's okay if you have AFib, which is a sign of a body in major distress, to use edoxaban. Deadly toxic drug. Yes, deadly toxic drug. And this is why I pay no attention to anything the FDA says. Nothing. All right. Okay, a few more things I want to tell you about zinc. A couple days ago, actually maybe last week sometime I think it was, we got a call from a guy who was asking for some nutritional help for dealing with schizophrenia. We talked about the so-called GAPS diet and the book Gut and Psychology Syndrome. In my opinion, digestive system symptoms and food intolerances are the missing link when it comes to mental health issues, when it comes to autism, and when it comes to schizophrenia. Did you guys know you can have gluten intolerance of the brain, celiac disease of the brain? Most people know, certainly you guys listening to this program know, that, or if you're listening to Dr. Wallach or Dr. Glidden, you know that gluten has damaging effects on the digestive lining. It induces inflammation. It causes the barrier, the digestive tract barrier, to break down. It allows toxins and bacteria and other bad guys to get into the blood through this gut-blood barrier. That's the barrier between the gut and the blood. Gluten intolerance can damage that barrier and stuff can get into the blood. But as it turns out, that's not the only barrier in the body between the blood and the body. You have a brain-blood barrier or a blood-brain barrier. Same way that there's a protective wall between the gut and the blood, there's also a protective wall between the brain and the blood. Just like nothing's supposed to get into the blood through the digestive system unless it's been vetted, nothing's supposed to get into the brain through the blood unless it's been vetted. This blood-brain barrier needs to remain intact and strong. The blood is the sacred space, and the brain is the sacred space. These are two very important areas of the body that need to be protected. Well, guess what? Just like gluten can cause damage in the digestive barrier that separates the digestive system from the blood, gluten can also damage the blood-brain barrier, this virtual wall that separates the blood from the brain, and that can lead to neurological toxicity. That can lead to brain problems. That can lead to mental health issues. That can lead to autism. That can lead to schizophrenia. In this way, gluten and other damaging elements in grains, not just gluten. There's lots of stuff in grains that can cause damage to the body. And there's lots of other foods that can damage the blood-brain barrier. All of this can lead to mental health issues, including schizophrenia, including autism. In other words, celiac disease can be a brain and nervous system issue as much as it's a digestive health issue. Gluten intolerance can be a brain and nerve disease as much as it's a digestive health issue. And grain intolerance, not just gluten intolerance, but grain intolerance can be a brain and neurological issue as much as it is a digestive health issue. And this once again shows us the key role that the digestive system and digestive health play in all manner of illnesses. If you want to cut to the chase, if you're dealing with a chronic degenerative disease or a mental health issue, cut to the chase and go to the digestive system. Correct digestive system issues, cut the stream of toxicity that's coming into the body through the digestive system, cut it off, and make sure you're using probiotics, the Biolumin Nightly Essence and the Jordan Rubin Probiotic Enriched Cheese. This foundational level of digestive wellness for the health of the entire body simplifies healing. It simplifies the health and healing process. It means that we now have control over our own health and healing. If you have a chronic degenerative health issue or a mental health issue, you don't need a doctor, and there's nothing a doctor can do for you except make things worse. What you can do is focus on the foundations of health and wellness, and it all begins in the digestive system. Even if we have to go as far as fasting for a couple days and eliminating food entirely for a day or two, or practicing periodic fasting, or if it means eating less calories, certainly eating less processed food, almost all health issues will improve. There's an important relationship between zinc deficiency and gluten intolerance. As it turns out, the area of the intestine that's most affected or most damaged by gluten is also the area of the intestine where zinc absorption takes place. That means if you're gluten intolerant, and the vast majority of us are, and you're still eating your grains and your bread and your cereals and other forms of gluten, the odds are pretty good that you're going to be zinc deficient. If you have gluten intolerance and you're still indulging, chances are really good you're going to be zinc deficient. And all you got to do is get yourself on 50 milligrams of zinc and make sure you're not eating your gluten while you're taking your zinc supplements. Take a couple of hours off of your gluten if you're a gluten junkie or grain junkie. Take a couple hours off and do your zinc supplement. All right, lots more to talk about. We're coming back with your phone calls as well. 855-660-4261 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. Okay, time to hit our phones. 855-660-4261 is our number. Welcome to The Bright Side. Pam in Michigan. What's going on?
Hi, Ben. Thank you so much for taking my call.
What's going on? Okay? Yes, ma'am. How you doing today?
I am wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for all of your help. On February 15th of 2013, I decided to follow the longevity protocol to give my autoimmune disease and gut problems. And following your advice, I was able to pinpoint the foods, which I loved, that made the body break down and react.
Okay. So what did you find out? Just curiosity.
I overcame 25 issues. Corn was one of the things I would.
Okay.
Love corn, and got rid of all the 10 bad foods plus the corn.
Okay.
I love the omega cream that you sent me.
Oh, nice.
It was wonderful. It was like the icing on the cake to help me overcome that weeping in my skin that I had for years.
Oh, that's awesome. You want another jug? You want another little sample? Send me. I'm going to make some up probably next week, so send me your address, ben@ksco.com. We'll send you another one.
I want to buy a jug. I want to buy a quart of it.
It'll be ready for sale hopefully in the next couple of weeks for all the folks who have written me. Should be ready for sale here in the next couple of weeks. I'm just finalizing some stuff with GCN. And then we're going to advertise it, and it'll be ready for sale. But thank you for the kind words, and I want to send you a freebie. So send me an email with your address. I'll send you a freebie.
Will you have that available at the meeting in Minneapolis? Minnesota there?
No, it won't be. It's not a longevity product. It won't be available probably. The Minnesota talk. Do you live in Minnesota? Or you're in Michigan? The Minnesota. Are you going to come to the talk in Minnesota?
I'm emailing everybody in that area, but I wish I could.
Okay, no problem. Hopefully I'll be out in Michigan. No, it won't be. It'll probably be ready sometime by the end of November, I'm guessing. But you know how those things go. I'm waiting for my labels right now. But just keep listening to the program, and we'll be letting you know. And I want to send you a freebie, so send me an email with your address. And then how can I help you today, Pam?
Okay. I have overcome 100 pounds of fat that I got rid of.
Nice. You lost 100 pounds?
I have, yes. Thank you.
Awesome. That's awesome. How, since last year?
Since the 15th of February.
Oh, that is such good news. Congratulations. What's your question today, Pam?
Okay, I have crackling in my neck and my head when I turn either way, and my hands feel like I have pins stuck in them, so they're cold. I can't feel anything. I'm dropping everything.
Okay. Is the crackling like a bone type of thing? Like you hear bones cracking as you're turning your head?
Yes.
Okay, a couple things. The tingling in the hands is called neuropathy, and it has to do with how is it, you feel any pain, or is it burning, or just tingling?
Both.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like neuropathy to me. And there's a couple things for anybody out there dealing with neuropathy, or as they say, peripheral neuropathy, which is nerve pain or nerve tingling in your periphery, your hands or feet or fingers or toes. What you want to think of is three things. Number one, you want to think of electrolytes and water-soluble nutrients. That's the B vitamins and potassium and calcium and magnesium and zinc. And these are singularly eliminated by the body when we urinate. So every time you go to the bathroom, you're losing these very important electrical nutrients. A loss of these electrical nutrients can most certainly cause tingling in the hands and feet and the extremities. So number one, you want to start pounding the BTT. If you're already doing it, double it up. And make sure you sip on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, that is. Make sure you sip on it. And then use the Ultimate Daily as well, just to get a few more electrolytes. And then try to add in some vegetable juices if you're not already doing that. Not fruit juices, but vegetable juices. And also soups and bone soup and also vegetable soups. And that'll get you your electrolytes. And number one, you want to consider potassium, magnesium, calcium, the B vitamins and vitamin C, water-soluble and electrical nutrients. That's step number one. Step number two for tingling in the hands and feet and peripheral neuropathies is you want to think about sugar. Diabetes and peripheral neuropathy go hand in hand. That means reducing your intake of sugars, and also lowering your insulin, reducing your intake of all the breads and the pastas and the fruit juices and the desserts, all the foods we talk about. It might not hurt you to add in some sweeties if you're not already doing that. You want to treat yourself as a diabetic, Pam, or as a pre-diabetic. Even if you have not been diagnosed that way, that's how you want to treat yourself. The weight gain and now the weight loss, of course, you did lost 100 pounds, but when you gain 100 pounds, that's a sign that you're not processing sugar correctly, and the tingling in the hands can tell me that may still be occurring. And then third, and most certainly not least, last but most certainly not least, is you want to get to the bottom of any digestive damage that has occurred secondary to all the food problems that you are having. You may have some damage. You may have to damage the gut, and that means you're not going to be absorbing a lot of your nutrients. So start to patch up the gut using the Fucoidin Z, using the BioLumin Nightly Essence. You may want to throw in some glutamine powder, maybe 5 grams or so, and then I'd be supplementing with zinc, 50 milligrams a day. And then maybe throw in a little bit of copper, 2 to 4 milligrams of copper. Other nutrients that can be helpful for helping build that digestive system lining include the glucosamine or the glucogel caps and your ultimate essential fatty acids. If you're already doing all that, you may want to double up on the ultimate EFAs and maybe add in some more glucogel caps. So most importantly, electrolytes. Secondly, blood sugar and stabilizing insulin. And third, patching up the digestive tract, healing the digestive tract. Chances are you have some damage in there from your long-term food intolerances and digestive health issues. I hope that helps you, Pam. And don't forget, send me an email with your address, and I'll send you out another freebie on the Omega-6, and thanks for your kind words. Anything else? Okay,
so
good
much.
deal.
I appreciate it.
God bless you. Have a beautiful day, Pam. Okay, that was kind of good news there. 100 pounds. That's what you could do, you guys. She didn't say anything about Nutrisystems or any fancy schmancy weight loss program, Weight Watchers this or Jenny Craig that. All you got to do, get yourself on a nutritional supplement program, patch up the digestive system, make sure you're using nutrients that help build the digestive system lining, and watch the pounds just drop off. All right, let's go to Chicago and welcome Jamie to the bright side. What's going on, Jamie? How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Not much. I'm calling because I've been dealing with rosacea for like 4 years now.
Okay.
On and
good.
off.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as they say. Let me tell you about rosacea, okay? First of all, the most important thing, and I'm not just talking to you here, Jamie, I'm talking to anybody out there who's got rosacea. Here's the most important thing to recognize about rosacea. It's not a skin condition. It is not a dermatological condition. There's zippo, nada, nothing a dermatologist can do for your skin, for rosacea, by addressing the skin, because it is an immune condition. It is a vascular condition. That means it's a blood vessel condition. And anybody with rosacea will tell you that they get redness and they get blood vessels appearing on the surface of their skin when they break out, or when their rosacea symptoms flare up. Correct, Jamie?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
I noticed that.
It's a blood condition. And anytime you have redness, this is a rule of thumb. I think I said it yesterday. I probably say it a lot, but it's worth saying again. Anytime you have redness anywhere in the body, you have an immune condition. An immune condition is a defense condition. And by definition, if there's a defensive response, you've got an offending agent. So, Jamie, all we got to do is figure out what that offending agent is. Hang tight, and I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. 855-660-4261 is our number. We're going to take a time out and come back with more good health information and your phone calls as well on The Bright Side right after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. Got Jamie in Chicago. We're talking about rosacea. Jamie, rosacea is an immune system condition that follows a digestive attack. An attack on the body through the digestive system. And you'll notice, and you know this better than I do probably, Jamie, that there's certain foods that will make you flare up. Well, first of all, you're going to want to eliminate those foods. But secondly, you can start strengthening the digestive tract. Rosacea is associated with a bacteria called H. pylori. Have you ever heard of this, H. pylori, Jamie?
No.
Okay. H. pylori is a bacteria that ordinarily lives in the body but overpopulates in the digestive tract under conditions of low stomach acidity. When we're not making enough stomach acid, this bacteria can overpopulate in the digestive tract, and that bacteria is associated with rosacea. So first thing you want to do after you eliminate your problem foods is you want to start to acidify the digestive tract after your meals, with your meals. Making sure you use apple cider vinegar with all your meals can be helpful. Getting on the ultimate enzymes from Longevity along with the apple cider vinegar after all your meals can also be helpful. And then using the Biolumin Nightly Essence probiotics can be an important part of a rosacea protocol. I'd be using 3 capsules in the morning and 3 capsules at night, in addition to making sure you've got lots of fermented food around. You might want to throw in 50 milligrams of zinc, as we were talking about earlier. When the digestive system starts to break down, zinc absorption can be compromised, especially if you're not adding zinc in supplementally. And zinc is very important for the immune system as well as it is for the skin. It's important also for the skin and also important for the immune system. So 50 milligrams of zinc a day could be helpful. You might want to try the Fuchs Z capsules, 3 in the morning and 3 at night. You might also want to try some glutamine powder. And as far as acidifying or making your stomach contents more acid, if you really want to go all out, you can have a pharmacist make something called HCl drops for you. It stands for hydrochloric acid drops, and you can use a couple of drops in water with your meals. Between elimination of problem foods, acidifying the stomach, acidifying the stomach after you eat food using HCl drops or the Ultimate Enzymes or apple cider vinegar, and then the Biolumin Nightly Essence in addition to zinc and the Fuchs Z and perhaps some glutamine powder, you should notice that your rosacea issues resolve pretty darn quickly. In fact, for most folks who start a protocol like this, your rosacea symptoms can disappear within 48 hours and never, ever return. How does that sound, Jamie? Would that be a good thing?
Yeah, sounds great.
Let me know. Stay in touch with us. Let me know how you're doing, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. God bless you, my friend. Okay, Dondi in Santa Cruz. What's going on? Welcome to The Bright Side. By the way, I'm going to be in Santa Cruz the first week in December. I think December 2nd or 3rd. Keep listening to The Bright Side. I'll tell you the exact date, but it's somewhere in the first week of December for my friend Kevin Harley. So if you're out there in Santa Cruz area, I'd love to see you the first week in December. And I'd love to see you too, Dondi.
I'll be there.
Good deal. What's going on today? How can we help you?
So I broke a bone and I had a cast, and the cast is off, and the skin is just peeling like crazy.
Okay, got it. A couple of things. First of all, send me an email and send an email with your address. I'm going to send you out some omega-6 healing cream. That'll take care of any irritation, and it'll help calm down the peeling. The second thing you want to do is make sure you're getting enough fatty nutrients. If you're not already on the Ultimate EFAs, you should be on them. If you are already on the Ultimate EFAs, make sure you take them with meals, and you may want to double up the dose. That's the first thing. Vitamin A is also very important for all skin health issues. If you're not taking 20,000 IU a day of vitamin A? You should be. And that's very easy to find and very inexpensive. Take your vitamin A, like with your essential fatty acids, with meals, especially with fatty meals. Vitamin E may also help you, 400 international units of vitamin E, and then taking internal vitamin C. I'm going to send you my omega-6 healing cream, which has some topical vitamin C in there. But taking internal vitamin C can also be helpful for skin peeling issues and also help you with the bone healing as well. Maybe 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. You'll get 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C per 2 capfuls of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You may want to throw in another 1,000 milligrams or so of vitamin C. Zinc can also be helpful for skin issues, for peeling, for healing and peeling. 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate. I like that. That's my favorite form of zinc. You can also use topical zinc, and that can have a nice soothing effect, and that would be in the form of zinc oxide, and that can come as a zinc oxide paste or zinc oxide cream. Does that help you?
Yes.
All right, good deal, Dondi. Hope we see you in a couple weeks out there in Santa Cruz. And keep listening to The Bright Side, and I'll tell you where it is. I think it's the first week in December. Thanks for calling, Dondi. All right, have a beautiful day. God bless. Okay, let's see. Let's go to San Jose. What's going on, Annette? How you doing?
Fine.
How can we help you today?
Well, I have hypercalcemia, which is caused from
a parathyroid problem?
Parathyroid, and I'm scheduled for surgery.
That's because your doctor's a bonehead. They're going to take out your parathyroid? Are they going to take the thing out? I can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to take a deep breath here. Excuse me. That makes me so angry. Annette, you have a kidney problem, all right? You diabetic or pre-diabetic?
I don't have a kidney problem, and I'm not
You don't know that you have a kidney problem. You're not absorbing calcium. You're not absorbing your calcium. You may also have an intestinal problem. You either have an intestinal problem or... Go ahead.
The thing is, all the calcium is going into my...
it's not absorbed.
It's taking it out of my bones and into my blood.
Why is that, do you suppose? Your body thinks it's low. I'm telling you why. Your body thinks it's low in calcium because you're not absorbing it. So your body thinks that it's low in calcium, secondary to malabsorption. Also could have an excretion problem. So your body's saying, oh, there's no calcium around. You're eating your calcium. There's no calcium around. So the body's releasing calcium out of the bones. So the doctors will take out the gland that's responsible for controlling calcium metabolism because they're saying, well, too much calcium's coming out of the bones. Let's just remove the gland that controls calcium. That is never a smart idea. In fact, it's always a stupid idea to remove a gland out of the body unless you have cancer. If you have cancer, then that's a reason to take something out. But if you don't have cancer, you need your parathyroid. What does your doctor think? You don't need the gland? That it's an extra gland? That it's a mistake? This is idiotic. Annette, you're not absorbing your calcium, okay? Now, why aren't you absorbing your calcium? Probably from long-standing digestive health issues, and you probably also have some kidney issues. It's very unusual. In fact, it's almost impossible for us to go through life on planet Earth in America, the United States of America, in the year 2014, and not have a breakdown in the digestive system that gets worse over time, especially for most of us, by the time we're in our 50s and 60s, you're guaranteed with almost 100% certitude to have a breakdown in digestive health that is going to impact how you absorb calcium. So you're not absorbing calcium from your food. That's the problem. So what do you do? Well, is
that causing me to have AFib? Because that's the problem.
Heck yes. AFib is a sign of a body in distress. You know what they're going to do for AFib? You better not tell your doctor you have AFib because they're going to give you a blood thinning drug or some other nasty drug. They may even they may even burn your heart. Yes, burn your heart with an electrical current. They call it ablation. This is how they treat AFib. You like your heart? You want to keep it? You want to keep it whole and intact? Don't tell them you have AFib because they'll either poison you with chemistry or they'll destroy the heart. Did they try to do an ablation?
They found out I had AFib because I can't have surgery with AFib.
Okay,
and I'm going in for a stress test today.
You need a stress test? You need somebody to tell them you're under stress? I'm telling you you're under stress. Here you go. Send me $100. Here's your diagnosis. You're under stress, Annette. I don't need to do it. I don't need to give you a stress test. It's craziness. Here's the deal, ma'am. And excuse me for being a little facetious with you, all right? You got to focus on digestive system health. You're not absorbing your nutrients, especially calcium. That will absolutely cause AFib. It will absolutely cause a parathyroid problem. So you got to focus on the gut. You have to know that you've had digestive issues for a while. And if you don't know, you got to find them. Link any constipation issues or loose stools or bloating or nausea or discomfort or gas or heartburn. Any of these sound familiar, by the way? Any heartburn or bloating or any of these things, ma'am?
I got rid of all of that.
I didn't say what you got rid of. I said, did it sound familiar? So the answer is yes, they sound familiar. Okay? That's where the problem is starting off, and that's where we got to work on. So if you think you got rid of it, you may have, but you may have some damage that has occurred that has not gotten repaired. So get on the Biolumin Nightly Essence right away. Get on the digestive enzymes after all your meals right away, and swig them down with take them down with a little swig of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon or two. You can also get a doc to recommend some HCl, or write a prescription for some HCl drops, and have a pharmacist make those for you. The Z-Radical or the Fucoid Z can also help you. You want to be focusing on the intestine. That's where calcium is absorbed, is from the intestine. Now, you probably have some kidney problems as well that you don't know about, and again, this is just normal. As we get older, our kidney starts to break down, our digestive system starts to break down. So you're going to want to work on blood sugar as well. I'd be using the Sweeties after all of your meals and reducing your intake of sugary foods. You may also want to throw in 50 milligrams of zinc. Bottom line is the AFib is related to stress and nutritional deficiency. The parathyroid issue is related to malabsorption of calcium. You got to focus on the absorption issue, and then you also want to focus perhaps on blood sugar as well. See what I'm saying here, you guys? It may look like it's a parathyroid problem, but it's really a digestive and a blood sugar and a kidney issue. And keep your glands, for crying out loud, doctors. What are you thinking? Taking out a woman's parathyroid gland. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll be back at you with more good health information on our next Bright Side episode. Have yourselves a spectacular, wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.